Things have been quiet on board the ship since the near encounter with the enemy on the Marsh planet. The crew is continuing to gather supplies, gather information, and gather their courage for whatever is to come next. There's still much work to be done, but so far, they've managed to stay under the radar and avoid all of their enemies. At least for now. That doesn't stop the pressure of the danger looming on the horizon from resting on their shoulders, especially on Helena's shoulders, as she bears the weight of whatever is to come, as well as her past mistakes, and the gravity of all that they had lost the last time when she messed up, when she failed. We find each other in a quiet part of the ship, a place our younger selves sought as sanctuary. It's a different ship, of course, but Helena and Yohan have often just met up to just talk and exist and get away from everything in the observation deck. And I think maybe we've been having more confrontations with the enemy recently, so things are starting to get more tense. The stakes are getting higher. Who's there first?
I think having dealt with a lot lately, I do usually try to find solace in prayer, so I try to find quiet places to do that. So I'm likely going to be there first, which is rarer for me.
Yeah, I think you're there, and Helena comes in and she looks tired. She needs a break from everything. I don't think she realizes Yohan's there at first. She just slips in, sits down somewhere, and stares out into space with that kind of look of wanting to know, just trying to find an answer. And she does not realize that she's not alone.
I do have trouble admitting this, but you were always a little better at this game than you give yourself credit for. I make it my business to turn people's screws and get more out of them than I should. It was harder to do that with you. And I'm completely kind of shaded at the moment, and I have my teacup in hand, and I'm very slowly taking a sip.
Helena has the knife back in her cane before you realize she had started to pull the knife in her cane at the sudden voice. Sorry, I didn't... Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised you're here, but...
Well, worry not. If I was the enemy, you'd be dead already.
I know, the universe has a weird sense of humor. Should have been dead a long time ago. Seems I just get to live with all my mistakes.
Some of them actually talk to you, too. It's fun.
That's true. And I appreciate the... If anyone else had said that, I would take it as a compliment, but I think it is actually a compliment coming from you that I'm really good at annoying people.
You can take it how you want, Helena. I'm not in charge of other people's stories.
Wish someone else would take over mine sometime.
Well, there is something that can be done about that. And I step forward. I'm going to choose the advance. I want to touch something of yours and admit to a secret I know of it. Your cane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how much thought you've given to the cane, but I think the fact that it exists as this tool that's supposed to look very decorative and ornate to be secretly something very violent, I think could speak to something. So I want to admit to knowing whatever that secret might be.
I think it's something that is one of the only things she retained from her old life.
Okay.
And I don't think it came from her dad.
Oh, okay.
I think it was something that had belonged to her mom. And I don't know how many people know that, but I think you do.
I think I might have pieced it together. So yeah, I want to touch your cane and admit that I know it's not from your dad. Unlike a lot of the things in your life that you have inherited over time. but I would express that, and I will leave it with the may I, and to see if you have an answer you want to give.
I'm gonna go with you may, but then I withdraw and bear my secret pain or shame to you. So she lets you touch it. Her hand is still on it, just for a second, just looks at your hand before just kind of pulling it back closer to her and like holding it out to look at it. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like if I had been raised by her and not him. Though lately, whenever I think of that, all I can think is she would be so incredibly disappointed in me.
So, you didn't know her?
No, I learned stories. Heard stories from people, but I never knew her. She just disappeared one day. Learned very quickly it was best not to ask too many questions about that. But I found this and never told him that it was hers. She just kind of like hugs it a little closer to her.
I suspected, but I wasn't. Suppose it's a shame she never got to hear her story.
Might still be out there somewhere. Who knows? Maybe one of your brothers or sisters carries it. Maybe I can go looking when this is over.
I was going to say, if I were to find it, I can let you know.
That's appreciated. I picture we're sitting together on sort of a couch.
Yeah.
So I think she reaches out and sets her hand, rests her hand on the couch, like near yours, not quite touching, but to where like you could initiate like fingertip contact. And so it's, I want to touch your fingers and say why I don't want to lose you. May I? As she sets her hand down, she says, I could never have done this on my own. Yet I regret that I have to bring you all with me. You deserve better.
I think it's you may, and I say something similar. At first it starts off kind of a little pompous. Like, of course, you wouldn't be able to do much without all of us practically lifting you up off the ground and feigning flight for everyone to see. And I just realized there's a much nicer way of saying that.
There is. But you do have a gift for being very straightforward.
Then let's be straightforward. I have an understanding of my life now that I have because of you, and that I wouldn't have had if I'd never met you. And for that, losing you, although I thought I already did once until I tried to hold your story and found it wanting, if it were to happen again, I think I would warn you. I wouldn't hold all that bitterness in like I did the last time.
I think that is the single kindest thing anyone's ever said to me.
You need better friends.
She does just kind of laugh at that. If I became friends with all the best people in the world, then I'd probably get them all killed, and then where would we be? I could have said that better, I'm sorry.
There does come a point in time where guilt kind of tips over into profiting doom. Let's try to avoid that for now.
I'm working on it.
I actually reach out and hold your hand, and I kind of grip it with both. And it is a little like dark gloom sort of thing, so my exposed shoulder with all of the little glyph tattoos of all the names are still glowing red. But for a little while, they do dull. I think this is probably the first time you see them actually dull. I want to use I touch your hand to describe a strength I perceive in you. And I want to express that it is borderline ridiculous and suicidal that you're coming back. But the fact that you're doing so is something I can't think of anybody else who would do. It is borderline reckless, but you coming back to make this right is actually huge. Like, it is a massive strength. It is the kind of thing people build stories on.
And you chose to follow me into this yet another crazy adventure, knowing how the last one ended. And I'm gonna do a variation on I touch your cheek and have it be like, I start gently tracing my finger along your shoulder where the name starts, and I don't think I know enough about this, like, runic language to be able to just look at a page of it and be able to read it. But certain words and stuff I can recognize. I can kind of, like, context clues if I know, like, a name.
Yeah.
And I just go through and I think I just start reading through all the crew members' names. Everyone that had stayed on the ship, and then I get to the red ones and just say, I can't imagine what it's like to carry all these stories and help push them forward into the world, make sure they're never forgotten, make sure people learn from what came before them. You talk about my strength. You carry this, you carry them. You even try to carry my story. Not many people would bother with that, I would imagine. Unless it's to blackmail my father about something. Which I would absolutely support that.
I was gonna say that would have been a fantastic plan. I wish I'd thought of it a couple years ago. Holding this isn't the hard part. It's knowing that there are so many others that I can't express the story to until they come to their end. They're in a twilight. They're not dead, they're not alive, and they're in pain. As long as I exist, I can't abide that. And as for the strength to hold it all, this is just a way to look at it. Most everyone is holding their own stories, and various others. You're built from the parts of the people you love, after all.
That's why I can't rest until they find their rest. Don't much know or care what happens after that, but I have to bring it into this.
Our mission is doomed, and we're likely going to explode in stellar fire. But this was nice.
Don't worry, I'll at least make sure everyone actually does get off the rock this time before things go bad.
I trust you for that. And do me a favor. When we're out and about, I'm still going to make sure to keep you honest. Because I'm nice in here doesn't mean I'm nice out there. And there's a brief pause as they consider that they weren't very nice in here at all, but that's fine.
I pictured her just kind of like laying her head on your shoulder, like maybe just for a second.
Yeah, no, I think that's better. Yeah, I think after saying
it just kind of lays her head on your shoulder, and need a whole team to keep me honest. Sometimes the best stories that you can tell are the ones that are only a little bit true.
I'll leave the lying to you, Captain. I put my head against yours and let that sit for a minute.
Please do. You're terrible at it.
It's actually gotten me in so much trouble. Did you know Ram flipped me over 3 times?
Oh, I wish I'd seen that.
No, you never will.
So you think. I think we just kind of stay like that, and then...
Yeah.
I think at one point, if it goes quiet long enough, Helena just kind of falls asleep. But she doesn't normally fall asleep around people.
Oh. Yeah, I think I helped settle you onto the couch and then find a blanket, toss it over you.
When she's asleep, you realize she's still pretty young. She's been through some stuff, but she's like almost 30. She was like early 20s, maybe. Yeah, no, she might have even been like almost 20. Probably was lying about how old she was when all this started.
It definitely hits. This shouldn't be all on your shoulders. But that's why you have fools like us. And I head out the door. Relatively pleased.
Full of idiots.
Yeah! Woo! Big dummies.
Woo!
Alright, so we finished the minigame.
Yay!
That was nice.
That was really short, but that was really sweet.
That was nice. But now we can draw our cards. We each draw one.
Do you want right or left?
I'll do right. No! It's an ace. It's a red
The
ace.
enemy grows stronger.
Oh.
Describe a brief glimpse of the enemy and how they become more terrifying.
So you can throw that in the enemy's pile. Super cool.
Yeah.
They have reached their first major habited planet. And they've started to kind of grow their numbers by attacking them. Like, they just started. It's not like a complete collapse of society quite yet, but they've reached like their first habitable planet, and they've started to assimilate and send out like their soldiers and stuff to try to take it over.
Yeah, it's no longer just kind of messing around and lurking in the shadows. We see.
Yeah, this is their first major attack. It's an ace. I feel like it has to be a little bit more intensive.
It's mostly just that it's red, but that leaves mine, which is black.
Yay! It's not. It's loyalty regained.
Yeah, loyalty is regained. I think what this looks like for Helena is she has hope now. She has her friend back. Yeah, Yohan is still going to call her out on stuff, but she realizes she needs that. She has her friend back. We're making progress. We're going to fix this, and those names will find their peace. So I think there's just something in how she walks around the ship afterwards. You can tell she's doesn't look quite as tired.